Hey everyone, the weatherman says we're about to get 6 to 8 inches overnight, and boy, I hope we don't get Snowden. My latest review here. Thank you for coming to watch, and thank you for embracing that horrible dad joke at the beginning here. This is the latest from Shout Studios, I guess we're going by now. Their Shout Select label on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray came out on November 11th. My review copy just got here, so maybe there was a slight delay in the release. This is the Oliver Stone's, I think it's his last scripted feature film, and it arrives here. It's been on Blu-ray before, but never 4K Ultra HD. And it's a 2-disc set with a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc. The 4K disc includes the commentary, but the rest of the bonus material, including that commentary, is on the Blu-ray disc that comes in this tandem. So Snowden is the biopic of Edward Snowden, who we all know uncovered and was a whistleblower on one of the biggest surveillance operations in United States history, letting people know that the government was watching and listening to all your activities, be it phone, social media, everything else. And he came forward, still living now in Moscow. I don't know if he'll ever come back to the United States, but this is the movie about how that all came to be from one of our most known and celebrated political thriller conspiracy theory filmmakers, Oliver Stone. This stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Edward Snowden, and I gotta be honest with you, Levitt is pretty terrific. If you've ever seen an interview with Snowden and everything, this is slightly at start feels like an impression, but he really fully kind of embodies him, and just you never don't see Edward Snowden in Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this. It's quite a good performance, and he's surrounded by wonderful actors here throughout the movie, with Rhys Ifans, Nicolas Cage in a nice little role, Zachary Quinto, Tom Wilkinson, Shailene Woodley plays his girlfriend, Melissa Leo, of course. And yeah, it's there's an early role here for Lakeith Stanfield too. He's in here in a small role as well. It's fun to see. But this one has as a nice political thriller movie. I'm not going to get into what was accurate, what's now, how this movie leans or whatever. I'm just taking it as an entertainment. I'm not going to make a disdain on that. It's one person's research and adaptation of an actual event, and it's interesting enough, and I think people should look at the documentary and see what they can come across with it. And yeah, I think it's a fine little thriller. It's nothing over the top, but it does carry some good suspense, even though it's one of those where you know where it's going, but it does carry a looking over your shoulder type vibe to it. And yeah, it's a nice little tale. Feels like it's giving a observer's perspective of the whole thing, and giving Snowden's account on how it was. Because remember, this is Snowden's account of things, and our political worldview. We know how it was. So Snowden is a pretty solid little thriller. I don't know if it's, I wouldn't put it like high up, but it does have the elements of a better movie in here while being a solid one on its own right. So I give the movie a 3 out of 5 for Snowden. We'll move on to the video section of this review. This has a compression of HEVC 8.265 with an aspect ratio of 241 and a 2160p image for a 4K picture, which is a native 4K image, and it looks good. I mean, this isn't a bold and popping picture. This takes place in a lot of offices, classrooms, rainy days, and bunkered places, underground facilities. It's not a very big looker, but there's a fine looking color palette on display here, and facial features and textures look good. You can see moles, cracks, wrinkles, stuff like that all come through clear as day. and textures on clothes look solid, and everything else. It's a fine image, good details, everything else. So I give it a 4.5 out of 5. We move now to the audio. So this one comes with a 5.1 DTS HD master audio, as well as a stereo track, 2.0 DTS master audio, and the subtitles on here are English SGH. The 5.1 audio was what they had on the Blu-ray, so I imagine it is a carryover. And this is pretty solid. It's a lot of computer work in this, no real big action going on. Kind of a quiet movie where it lets the score do the action for things, but everything feels pretty decently lived in with nice little sounds. There's good moments from the surround speakers in the rear. Sound does travel naturally, left to right, front to back, everything like that. And the vocals are the star of the film. They're very clean toward the center. And no matter what environment they're in, it feels a part of it while also being loud and clear for you in your ears. So yeah, the score is pretty cool in this movie, and I think that's the highlight of this track. It really embodies using the subwoofer, the bump, as well as spacing itself throughout the room in concert with what you're watching. But yeah, this is a solid little track. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Now we are moving on to the extras, where Shout has really put in the work here. And the extras, so they do carry over some, but they've got a whole slate of new stuff for you as well. So starting off with, hang on. It has an interview with Oliver Stone. This is a 25-minute interview that sits down with him. He talks about getting this off the ground, the struggle to get someone to release it or help make the film, meeting Edward Snowden, the process of that, learning about it, getting Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the role, and how Levitt prepared and how they talked about how things should be. He almost thought he was almost too of a caricature, but he let him run with it, and it actually worked. And he talks about, he responds to how the critics thought this was a safer Oliver Stone film, and how he disagreed with that, and how he feels about the film. And he praises Shailene Woodley quite a bit with how she was in the film. Then we have an interview with producer Moritz Norman. So after the Stone interview, the rest of these are basically Zoom interviews. Stone is the only one that's a professionally set, like, hotel room with a chair interview. Moritz Newman's is 16 minutes roughly, and he talked about his process. We're having worked with Oliver Stone in the past, and their journey to getting this film and the challenges of getting it out, as well as scouting places for it. And the other producer, Eric Kopoloff, has about a 22-minute interview, and he kind of roughly goes over the same things. Then we have a new interview with co-editor Alex Marquez, which is almost 10 minutes. And he talks about having worked with him in the past, cutting the film together, seeing dailies and putting it together with Oliver Stone. And then we have the interview with cinematographer Anthony Dodd Mantle, and his is 9 minutes long. And he goes through having worked with Stone, the idea for this picture, the sort of aesthetic they wanted to come across, and the challenges of making the film, obviously. Then we have our carryovers, the Finding the Truth featurette, which is 3 minutes and 57 seconds. This is kind of one of those EPK type little things. Then we have the Snowden Q&A, which is 41 minutes long. Has Matthew Thrillers, that's who wrote a book on Oliver Stone. He is in front of a crowd doing a Q&A with Oliver Stone, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Shailene Woodley. This was previously on the Blu-ray, but if you wanted thoughts from Joseph Gordon-Levitt or Shailene Woodley, who are not on the new bonus features, here's the spot. We have about 9 minutes of deleted scenes, and then the trailer for the film. So all in all, I think this is, oh yeah, not on there. The commentary from Oliver Stone is here too. That has been ported over from the Blu-ray release. So yes, add a commentary to that screen. Sorry about that. And then, so I give it a 4 out of 5. Very, very good amount of bonus feature with Reflection Now and some in the moment ones. So let's take a look back at Snowden's scores here. We have the film at a 3 out of 5, the video at a 4.5 out of 5, audio 4 out of 5, bonus 4 out of 5, and then overall I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. This is a dandy release for Oliver Stone's film. I know it's kind of like, why Snowden that they picked, but like a lot of filmmakers before them, such as John Carpenter, Shout Studios, likes to get a catalog of a filmmaker's work on here, and they've been doing a lot of Oliver Stone work in the past, and I imagine Snowden was one that came up that they could get the rights to do their own release for, and they have a relationship with Oliver Stone, and he's probably more than happy to revisit this and do an interview for them. So Snowden, this is a really terrific release for this movie. Might give you take another look, find a new appreciation. You can order the film by using the Amazon Associates link in the description for this. I appreciate when you do. But thank you for watching, as always, and stay film positive.